This is CCNN Live. On our show today, a fresh approach. A Homestead native is thriving in the dyeing farm industry.
Everybody knows the story, or if you don't know, you always ask, and everybody likes the story.
And what is an American? A Canadian immigrant spices things up with his unique culinary flair. Finally, a lifetime of stories. One American has invested his life in American political cartoons.
I'm Bernie Weiss, and I'm 99 years old.
This and more on today's A Nation of Storytellers edition of CCNN Live. Convenient fast food is a common American staple, but one man is here to break that stigma with food that's so fresh it's coming right out of a backyard farm. Alexander Somayan tells us more in his report.
In a country where farming is a dying industry, finding the roots of the food on your table has become increasingly difficult. But don't worry, because Robert is here.
So you're doing that one for the coconut meat. Oh, you cut it into the cubes, right?
Yeah. Robert is here is basically, a place where it's actually more like a family place. People come here to have a good time. If you don't know anything about fruits or rare exotic fruits, then this is the place to come. Everything's the quality you wouldn't see at a regular, at Walmart or anywhere else. The quality here is different.
And you get to come see where your food is from. It's locally sourced. You're eating healthy. You're taking care of your family, and it's the most important thing.
But establishments like Robert is here are few and far between throughout the country, leaving many consumers hungry for more.
In America, I want to eat stuff that's grown local within a 50-mile radius that's in season.
But customers like this one may not get what they're hoping for, since trends indicate that the farming industry in America is actually declining. According to the USDA, the number of farms in the U.S. have decreased by a total of 63% since 1900.
They're all dying. Most of the farmers, when I was a kid, we had 45 to 50,000 acres of tomatoes in season every year. And this year there's less than 600 acres, and that's just one crop.
And with crops decreasing as the years pass, fresh produce stands like Robert's may face devastating consequences, eventually making farms a thing of the past. For CCNN Live, I'm Alexander Somayan reporting.
Indivisible with liberty and justice for all. The closing line to our Pledge of Allegiance. The ideology of being unified was set in stone since the birth of our country. But with the two-party system, have we as a nation grown apart? According to NBC, over 70% of U.S. citizens agree that the nation is divided due to disagreements between the Republican and Democratic Party. As of December 2019, 28% of registered voters identify as Republicans, and another 28% identify as Democrats. This leaves many unaffiliated. In fact, at least 4 in 10 Americans have been political independents in 7 of the last 8 years, including a record high 43% in 2014. Whether it be climate change, gender equality, or abortion, we all have our own opinions on these topics, but we can't allow them to expand the separation. With so much turmoil, we must find a way to come together and once again become indivisible. As Abraham Lincoln once said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. Reporting for CCNN Live, I'm Benjamin Kier.
Still to come on CCNN Live, an immigrant man has achieved his success through his passion of food. And one local man uses political wit to brighten people's day. Stay with us right here on CCNN Live.
I wish my teachers knew how truly insecure I am.
I just don't want to go home and be screamed at.
No, I know, I just have other things to do. Sometimes I wish my teacher understood that I have other responsibilities at home.
It's only in class that I can forget about my problems at home.
What's up, man?
I wish my teachers knew how much I really appreciate them.
American teenagers have more going on than what teachers might know. Please be patient. We're doing our best.
The American dream is sought after by millions of people nationwide, and one immigrant man is succeeding in his journey by doing what he loves most. JP Garcia Casals tells us more about this man.
America has always been a melting pot of various cultures, and one Canadian immigrant embodies this by adding a pinch of Mexican flair into his craft.
Well, I was born in Canada and my mom just wanted to come over and start a life over here. So ever since I was young, I've envisioned that I would open up a restaurant because I've always enjoyed cooking for people. Starting it at the farmer's market is a good way for me to get my name out there and just expose myself to as many people as possible. Ground beef to mimic ground beef.
And JD isn't alone. Immigrants actually have higher business ownership and formation rates than non-immigrants. In fact, 1 out of 10 immigrant workers in the U.S. owns his own business.
Moving from a foreign country to the United States of America, although intimidating, it does promise you a lot of opportunity in being able to grow as an independent individual. JD represents the traditional true American in the aspect of his goals are to achieve, making a difference, educating the world.
I think it's great what JD's doing, where he's setting up in the community with his own stand. His entrepreneurial spirit is showing through in the delicious food. I think it just shows the potential that immigrants can bring.
JD will continue to leave an impact on the country that welcomed him with open arms and the people he serves, proving that the American dream is alive and well. For CCNN Live, I'm JP Garcia Casals reporting. Marcus?
Thanks, JP. Satire is a major part of American culture, and with that in mind, one man uses his political know-how to brighten people's day. Manny Nacarado tells us more about this witty old soul.
When you reach a certain age, some people find themselves without much to say. But that isn't the case for 99-year-old Bernie Weiss, because he loves to talk.
We're talking about...
And talk.
Oh, I love drawing.
And talk.
Contemporary, it's right here.
And every weekday, Bernie sharpens his mind by keeping up with current events.
So why did you start drawing cartoons about current events?
Yeah, I've been doing cartoons now for almost 30 years. No question of love of country, there's a question there of when you start to love your country.
It was then that Bernie fought in World War II as a shipman in the Navy, where he fought for the freedom America assures its citizens.
These are letters I got from Bill Clinton. He was my first client when I started cartooning.
And praise from many like President Clinton has inspired Bernie to continue to draw for nearly 30 years.
The only thing I think about beauty, it's not in politics. It's in creation.
It's funny because every time he sends me pictures, I automatically smile.
And it's smiles like those that keep Bernie going.
There's no such thing as not having a purpose to be here.
For Bernie, that purpose is to share his passion for his country, one drawing at a time. For CCNN Live, I'm Manny Nacarado.
That does it for today's show. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up with everything happening at STN 2020. And from obviously at CCNN Live, have a great convention.